who's actually going to get the most out of the KETTLER Coach 2 rowing machine, and who might be better off putting their money somewhere else. If you're wondering whether the price tag lines up with everyday use, or if you're a casual fitness fan who just wants a reliable way to get a quick cardio session without a ton of gadgets, this is the question you need answered. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The hesitation most people feel before buying a rowing machine usually comes down to three things: how much space it will actually take, whether the resistance feels natural enough for real workouts, and if the console gives you the data you care about without overwhelming you. In the next few minutes I'll walk through exactly how the Coach 2 stacks up against those concerns, and help you decide if it belongs in your home gym or if you should keep scrolling. First, let's talk about the setup you'll be dealing with. The Coach 2 is built around a pair of wide aluminum rails that run the length of the machine. In practice, that means the frame feels planted even when you're hitting a hard sprint. I've seen a few home gym setups where a narrower rail design starts to wobble after a few minutes of vigorous rowing, but the wide rails on this model keep the seat gliding smoothly and prevent that side-to-side shake that can throw off your form. Because the rails are aluminum, the overall footprint is still manageable. For a typical apartment. It sits about the size of a standard treadmill, and you can slide it under a desk or against a wall when you're done. The real kicker is that the seat rides on ball-bearing rollers, which cut down on friction and give you a feeling that's surprisingly close to a commercial rowing machine, even though you're on a budget-friendly model. Resistance on the Coach 2 is handled magnetically, so there's no noisy chain or fan that you have to oil or replace. You just turn a knob or push a button, select the level you want, and you're ready to row. For someone who wants to jump straight into a workout without fiddling with tension cables, that simplicity is a genuine time saver. The magnetic system also means the resistance curve stays consistent from start to finish. You won't notice a sudden drop and pull halfway through a set, which can be frustrating on cheaper friction-based machines. That said, the range isn't as wide as you'd find on high-end models that boast 20+ resistance steps. If you're a seasoned rower who pushes past a solid 12-level setting, you might feel the Coach 2 start to plateau. For beginners, however, the levels provided are more than enough to build a solid cardio base and gradually increase intensity. Now, let's look at the console. The display is unpretentious. It shows time, a 500-meter pace estimate, total strokes per minute, and a basic energy consumption readout. It's the kind of data that lets you track progress without bombarding you with graphs, Bluetooth connectivity options, or subscription-based training programs. If you're the type who likes to see a simple readout of how many meters you've covered and how fast you're moving, you'll appreciate the minimalism. On the flip side, power users who rely on detailed heart rate zones, interval timers, or integration with apps like Zwift will find the console a little sparse. There's no built-in speaker, no tablet mount, and no ability to export data automatically. In a world where many new rowing machines double as entertainment hubs, the Coach 2 deliberately stays in the just-the-row lane. So who should actually click Add to Cart? If you're a newcomer to rowing, live in a space where a bulky piece of equipment would be a problem, and you want a machine that feels sturdy enough to give you a proper workout without breaking the bank, this is a solid candidate. The stable rails and magnetic resistance provide a realistic rowing feel, and the straightforward console keeps you focused on the effort rather than fiddling with settings. It also works well for people who want to incorporate rowing into a broader routine, say, a quick 15-minute session after a weightlifting block, because you can dial in a resistance level in seconds and get moving. The price point, while not the cheapest on the market, feels justified when you consider the smooth glide and the lack of maintenance that comes with a magnetic system. Conversely, if you're an athlete who trains at a club and expects to hit high resistance levels, or you thrive on detailed performance metrics synced to your phone, you'll probably end up feeling limited. The resistance range, while adequate for most casual users, may not challenge someone looking to push past the plateau that typically appears around level 10. Likewise, families with very young children should steer clear. The machine has small parts and a design that isn't childproof, so it's not a good fit for a household where a toddler might be tempted to climb onto the seat. Finally, if you're hoping to replace a premium rowing machine with all